So in this video, we're going to talk about musical expression. This is a term that is found in some textbooks, not all of them, but I feel like it is still important to discuss. You might find some of these terms listed somewhere else in your text discussion of the elements of music. It varies a little bit, but let's go ahead and just dive into these concepts. What we're talking about with musical expression is we're talking about the concepts that are used to express yourself through music. Things like tempo and dynamics. So with tempo, we're talking about how fast a song is. And in classical music, we use Italian terms to describe the different tempos that can occur, because at one point Italy was just so dominant in the musical world that people used the Italian terms for them. In American popular music and jazz, we have some slang terms that are used. For instance, in classical music, if we have a fast tempo, we could call it allegro. But in jazz, we would just say it's an up tempo. And in rock, we would probably just say it's fast. So it varies. Allegro, like I said, for classical music would refer to fast. Moderato in classical music would refer to moderate or medium. And adagio would refer to slow. Okay? Let me give you an example of that, because it is kind of like range with melody. It's a little subjective as to how you define it. We want to agree on the extremes. So here's an example of an allegro tempo or a fast tempo. This is actually a rock tune. Check this out. Fast. Okay? That's fast. We're not going to say that this is slow. We're going to just say that it's fast. Now, let's go to something that's medium. Here we go. Nice medium tempo. Or moderato. And then something that would be adagio, or slow. And again, remember that those terms are going to vary based on which genre we're discussing. It's also going to vary based on which class you're in. So if you're in a class that's addressing classical music, then you want to use allegro, moderato, and adagio. If you're in like an introduction to American music course, you don't have to worry about it as much. Okay? But check out an example of adagio. Again, we want to agree on the extremes. We don't want to say that this is a fast song. It's not. If you got out on the dance floor and started dancing all fast to this, you would look silly. I mean, if you're expressing yourself, great, but just know it kind of contrasts with the tempo of the song, right?
Keeps Georgia on my mind.
Okay, so now there are moments where the tempo can speed up or slow down. Okay? When it speeds up, we call that an acclerando. And when it slows down, we call it a ritardando. Notice how I pronounce that. All right? This is a great example of that. Listen to this song. Here's your tempo. Try to keep track of it. See if you can tap your foot along with it. You might notice at some point your foot is speeding up. now you should definitely have noticed that your foot is speeding up. Okay? So we are faster than when we first started. Okay? So this is an acclerando. We sped up. Okay? Now if I fast forward to the end of the song, it slowed down. Okay? That was a ritardando. Now, of course, this is much more common in something like classical music, but it does occur in other forms, in other genres as well, all right? It is important for you to keep in mind. Now, I want to turn now and talk about dynamics. Dynamics would be the volume of the music, how loud it is. And just like with tempo, we have some Italian terms that are used, and these can be used for American popular music or world music or whatever it might be. When we have something that is loud, let's say this. Oh, I shook the camera. Yeah, that is loud. That is forte, okay? Or medium loud, mezzo-forte, or soft, which is called piano. Those are dynamics, all right? How loud it is, okay? Whether it's loud, medium, or soft. Okay? And just like with tempo, where we can have an increase in the tempo or a decrease, right? Speeding up or slowing down, we can have that with dynamics. We can have the dynamics increase in volume, and we can have them decrease in volume, okay? When it increases, we call it a crescendo. It gets louder, okay? And when it decreases, we call that a decrescendo or a diminuendo.